Hey everyone, Alison Roberts here from Kingston, Jamaica, and I'm back with another tag. Tag means talk about grace. Today's tag is a testimony. Yay! I am so grateful. I'm so excited about what God is doing in my life. So last year, approximately this time, I had a vacation planned to come and see my family in the US. You buy your ticket early from February, March, just counting down, working hard so that the vacation can be enjoyed. Then the pandemic struck and we were in lockdown. 1 year later, good girl, Allison here, is actually planning, so I'm like, okay, I haven't seen my family in 2 years. Planning another trip to say, okay, come and see them. I'm like, okay, you're working hard at work because say, after you're done this vacation, you're gonna vacate. Ah, beautiful. So, I'm planning and everything is going well. They're ready to receive me. I am ready to leave whatever things I need in place. All the work stuff I need to do, I've made arrangement to have them done if I am not able to do them. As a responsible employee I am, yes, got that done. So I'm ready now. We know that with this new system of traveling because of the pandemic, you have to get a COVID test done prior to your trip. So that's fine. I'm well. I'm in good health. Thanks be to God. I did my test and I did the antigen test. I'm working from home, so I spoke to my boss, got permission to go early before work started, and so I did that. I did the test. Few hours later, I received an email with my test results, and I'm like, oh, that was quick. Yes, good girl going. Yes. I look on the paper and I see it, and I'm like, what does this mean? So it was saying positive, and then it had some writing, and then over the other side it said negative. So I'm confused. I'm like, yeah. So I sent it to my doctor friend, and my personal doctor at this time, and she's confirmed you are COVID positive. COVID what? COVID who? OMG. I flop my plans flop right there. And I'm just like, 1 whole year COVID I go around. Why when me ready for leave? It has decided to attack me. Reminding you now. I have no symptoms. I'm not feeling sick or anything. So I'm in a great shock. It's like you almost want to be distraught, but then it's like, this is not real. This is not real. So no trip. You are COVID positive, you can't travel. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Lord, what is this? I remember I had a dream some time ago, and it's in the dream is like God was saying to me, it going to come near you, but it shall not, you know, get to you. Most people, dreams don't walk straight, this and that. But it's like I was believing it to say I'm safe. Not that I am being careless, but I'm safe. So actually that dream came back to me. But the thing is, a number of people that I know and I've seen or have been close to prior times have gotten it. So I thought that's what it meant. So I was not connecting it to my current situation. I told my boss and I told a few other persons that I was around in the week before just to tell them to, be cautious, sanitize and all that. And they're saying, no, sir, do the other test. So you have an antigen test, which is the quick test. So I did the antigen test and that came out positive. COVID. Me. Remember, I am not feeling any way sick or exhibiting any COVID symptoms at this time. So, I was a little disappointed in terms of my trip and seeing my family. But at the same time, I was just like, boy, if I have it, I feel alright. So thanks be to God either way. So I was just in a place of peace and gratefulness in spite, because remember, this is the same disease that are killing people. like by the hundreds and the thousands daily. So I'm just like, whoa, if I have it and I'm okay, boy, God, either way, it's a blessing. So I actually went and the next day, got an appointment and I did the PCR test, which is the lab test, which takes a little longer time to come back. Why I didn't do that test initially, the lab that I went to, they said it would have taken like 5 days. And it has to be 3 days old to travel. So the 5 days would have been out of the travel period. So they said they don't do that one for traveling. And that's why initially I did the other one. Plus the fact that it's a lot cheaper. So, so eventually I had to do the other one, even for work, because you advise the persons, remember at work, we can't, if you have it, you have to be mindful for your co-workers and stuff. So I actually did the other test too for work. So they were saying, they advised me at work to try do the other one just for, proper confirmation. So I did that. I told another friend of mine that I was with, and they're like, no, do the next one because something wrong. And I've been hearing around that a few people have been doing the antigen test and are getting a false positive. So I was just like, okay, I did my research all this time. I'm like, you know what, Lord? I trust you and I believe you. I'm putting this into your hand because either way, it is a blessing. If I have COVID and I'm alright, feeling like how I feel, it's a blessing. If I have COVID, and not getting to see my family this time, it's a blessing. You are protecting me from something, and so I stood in faith. I did it. I did the other test and I'm there. But I'm just like, Lord, I really do believe that you are saying that I'm not COVID positive and I'm going to see my family this year. And so I went along with the preparations, in terms of getting my stuff together to pack and things and talking to whoever. I told them there would be a delay. I didn't tell them don't get the stuff that they were going to get for me to carry with me. Again, I tell them there's a delay. And because I'm believing. I message a friend of mine and I tell her, pray for me. I believe in God for something. And I just need you to pray. After everything started out, I will explain to you what it's about. Right? Yes. So this is the testimony that she's waiting on this to watch it as well. And so I did that. It would take 48 hours to 72 hours, they advised me. I was just hoping that it would just take the 42 because it's a 3-day window in terms of the age of the sample for the test. So I did the test and, you have to be basically in quarantine because you have to make sure that if you are, you're not exposing anybody because it's very serious, very serious. I might be quote unquote COVID positive and asymptomatic, but if the disease is in me, I'm able to transmit it to somebody else. So you want to ensure that you are being safe and ensure that everybody around you is safe. So I kind of, want everybody like stay far from me and not receiving the fact that it says I'm positive, but I advise them to stay far because I'm uncertain right now. And stuff. So I still prepared. I told my parents and whatever. The day that the result would come out, I would have missed my initial flight. Because of this, I would have missed my initial flight. But I actually told my brother just put it back 2 days. I didn't tell him to cancel it because I was, I'm just like, Lord, I'm believing you for this. And so, but the thing is that even though I'm saying I'm believing him for it, I'm saying that I'm still grateful that even if I have the disease, I am well. That is in and of itself a blessing. So I would like, I'm not going to be disappointed. It's going to be sad because I'm on vacation. And to be on vacation and to be quarantining for 2 weeks, it kind of sucks, just to say. But at the same time, I was truly just in a spirit of gratefulness and joy that I am well. I'm feeling physically well and all that. Then the morning, which would have been the 42 hours, I spoke to another team member of mine from work and she advised me that she had done the test, she and her child, and they are well. And they did the PCR, which is the lab test, and they're well. And I'm like, oh, I'm really happy for you. I'm like, I didn't get my results yet, and I asked her when she did. She did it the same day as I did, but at a different lab. So I was like, oh, okay. You got yours quick. So I was there and, just talking to other people in terms of who should be helping me with the preparations. And I'm there and I'm in my bed and I'm like, I sent a WhatsApp message to the lab because I'm like, wait, just check in. And I was there sitting and I'm like, the Holy Spirit said, check your junk mail. Okay. Check my junk mail and I saw the email from the lab and I'm like, oh, it's here. But the fact of the matter, I couldn't open it at the time on my phone. And I don't know, but for some reason I was excited. I wasn't nervous. And while I was trying to open it, I opened up my laptop trying to pull it down. My mom emailed me and she said she had a dream that a young man came to her with a phone and said the results as well. Remember, my mother is not tech savvy, so she don't know nothing about phone and these things. So I'm like, okay. May I add the background? My mom, her gift, she's prophetic through dreams and visions. So that is her gift. So it's not just randomly she think about it and dreams. So I have experienced this kind of prophetic utterance through dreams before. So it's something that gave me a little, hope as well. And I'm like, okay. So I finally opened it and I saw the results. I see the results and I match it in terms of the key. When you have maps and you have keys that show colors and shadings and stuff, I matched it to make sure what I'm seeing. First person I said it was my doctor to just to clarify because I don't want to get too overly excited. And my result was negative. I am COVID negative. Thanks be to God. I was happy. I was very grateful. And I'm like, Lord, because for me, what was the concern is this COVID has been running rampant for over a year. Why, when I am ready to leave, me COVID positive? Why me never COVID positive 3 weeks before? So me that recover when I'm ready to leave. And I'm just like, you remember I think it was week before last week, I said, tests and trials come to make you strong. That's what came into my mind and I smiled. I'm like, boy, this is really a test. Because you think about it, you're making preparations, and I'm like, at any time you could have gotten this disease. Why know when you're ready to leave? But I'm just like, Lord, have your way, and I'm believing you. And I got to take my trip, guys, and I'm able to see my family. And so that's a testimony that, boy, for me, what comes out of this is remember what God told you. There's so many times that God has spoken to us on different levels. And when the trials come, everything when they say in preparation for the moment fly out our head and we get so panicky. If the Lord said it, he would do it. He reminded me when I got my positive results. And I say, oh, him said this. And look here, see paper here, them tell me. Then you realize, say, wait, whose report will you believe? I will believe the report of the Lord. And so, funniest thing is the persons who actually urged me to do the second test, them was Warlian. But a lot of the Warlians are more people of faith than us who say we believe. And we'll have to fix that. Whose report will you believe? I will believe the report of the Lord. So it's not necessarily about trips and those things. For me, it was like I was saying to God, please, Lord, strengthen my faith. How can your faith be strengthened? It's through the trials, it's through the tribulation. So that is my testimony for this week. Guys, I am COVID negative and I am happy and grateful that God, he spoke a word of comfort before the situation happened. And even though I did forget for a little while, when the look at this may come over me, the memory is, he said this, even when it looks like it's not it, because it's in writing. Ministry of Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department call me. Them email me things to follow up form and those things. And I was like to the lady, I'm like, I will respond. I did another test, I'm waiting. And I was able to just email them my negative results and confirm that I am not COVID positive. So, guys, believe what God says. Whose report you do believe? Things are getting gloomy. And if our eyes are not fixed on the Lord, we're going to be in dismay, just like the rest of the world. We are the light, and the light needs to be shining. Bless you guys. Have a good week. Love you.